Okay, good afternoon. I'm Douglas Taylor. Some of you have probably seen me before. Well, a little bit about me. I've always identified with the song, That's Life, because I've been a puppet, a poet, a pirate, a pawn, and a king. No, seriously, what have I been? I'm an actor, a poet, I was a filmmaker, and I was a drug counselor and psychotherapist. Not to mention everything from slinging hash to sous chef in a French restaurant. But I want to talk, I was very happy to hear Harvey mention Karpeles. First of all, the first thing I want to say is I'm just so happy to be back in this place. It's like a home to me, and I missed it. Now, all of you probably know this already, but I just found out, so I'm going to share this with you, a few facts about Karpeles Manuscript Library Museums. The Karpeles Manuscript Library Museums are a private collection of more than 1 million manuscripts and documents in the United States, the largest such collection in the world. It was founded in 1983 by California real estate magnates David and Marcia Karpeles. Real estate magnates. A little Freudian slip there. Yes. Of course, you know what a Freudian slip is.
It's an undergarment.
Well, he did look very cute in it, but it's when you say when you mean something, one thing, and you say another. Anyway, the museums were founded with the goal to stimulate interest in reading and learning, especially in children, and to make a collection accessible. It is distributed among many Karpeles museums across the United States and located in historic buildings, plus many museums in schools and office buildings. Items are rotated between museums quarterly. As of February 2020, there were 17 museums in 15 cities. Here I thought we were an only child. And come to find out that we're part of a great big family. Okay. Well, so much for me in the Karpeles Museum in Newburgh, on Broadway, in case anybody out there that's listening would like to come and hear us in person.
Or be a part of it.
Or be a part of it, yes. Thank you. The first poem I want to read is a poem by one of my favorite poets. His name is Lawrence Ferlinghetti. And I thought this poem was very appropriate for what's going on today in our country and in our government and around the globe.
And he just passed away. He was 102.
Just a week short of his 102nd birthday.
Oh.
Yes. So we could give him that week, I guess. We'll go on.
I'd give it to him.
Yes, I would. Okay, so this is Pity the Nation by Lawrence Ferlinghetti. Pity the nation whose people are sheep and whose shepherds mislead them. Pity the nation whose leaders are liars, whose sages are silenced, and whose bigots haunt the airwaves. Pity the nation that raises not its voice except to praise conquerors and acclaim the bully as hero, and aim to rule the world by force and by torture. Pity the nation that knows no other language but its own, and no other culture but its own. Pity the nation whose breath is money, and sleeps the sleep of the too well-fed. And pity the nation, pity the people, who allow their rights to erode and their freedom to be washed away. My country, tears of thee, sweet land of liberty? This poem was written in 2007.
When was it written?
2007.
If only he had written something recently, imagine.
Thank you. Talking about recent, this is my latest completed poem, and it's titled The Accidental Activist, A Mandate of Conscience. I've heard it said that a prophet is one who speaks truth to power, but I rather think that speaking truth to power is akin to casting pearls before swine. They are well acquainted with their misdeeds and only rationalize, mitigate, and downright lie and deny. It is more profitable to speak truth to the people about power. They are usually the last to know. This way, the truth will be more ubiquitous. Many might wish to join the fray, but are too busy working to pay the rent and feed their families, while others have been taught to not get involved. Don't make waves, don't rock the boat. It's none of your business, not happening to you, and probably their own fault anyway. So what makes those who have stood for so long in darkness decide to step into the light? Is it something they've seen or heard that has ignited in them a spark? When ignorance by preoccupation or denial turns into awareness and apathy into compassion, the spark is lit that kindles the smoldering tinder in the human soul, which fuels the fiery furnace of fidelity, equality, and solidarity. And another activist is activated. Although the benefits to society are great, the rewards of satisfaction onto the human heart are gargantuan. When people select a course of action by mandate of their conscience, it is this very choice which does plot the alternation of the trajectory of the course of human history. Quote, "History is not the past. It is the present. We carry our history with us. We are our history. If we pretend otherwise, we are literally criminals." End quote. James Baldwin. This next poem, along the same vein, I guess you'd say, or the same milieu, Catch a Fire. Catch a fire in your hand and bring justice to the land. Catch a fire with your heart and you'll know just where to start. Catch a fire in your feet so you can take it to the street. Catch a fire on your tongue. Shout it till the bells have rung. Oh, ring the bells, sweet liberty. Illuminate for all to see. Catch a fire, hold it tight. Your quest is for justice, peace, and light. Peace and light. Peace and light. Quote, "Thought buds towards radiance. Be ignited." Mary Oliver. This may be one of my favorite poems of mine, and it's called "Learning the Blues." I heard me a song the other day. The fellow was singing about losing his girl. He couldn't sleep at night. His heart was broke, and he was crying. He said he was learning the blues. I said to myself, them ain't the blues. Them is just the sorrows. He'll get over them. The blues is when you can't feed your family because won't nobody give you no job. when your woman's got to wear her fingers to the bone scrubbing other folks' homes, and you still barely have enough for the kids to eat. The blues is when you can hardly afford broke-down housing for your family. Send your kids to poor schools with rats where they can't learn, and it smells of rot. And when you do get a job, you don't make enough to do any better than watch your children starve slower. The blues is when folks treat you bad just for living and being born, and you ain't never did nothing wrong to them. The blues is when you watch your children killed by those meant to protect them, and won't nobody do nothing about it. Them is the blues, and you don't get over that so easy. Try living through that and still find reason to smile. Then you'll be learning the blues.
Very good. Very good. Bravo.
This next poem was written, well, the incident is described, but I was living in Brooklyn in Crown Heights, and there was a little park, a little pocket park. And this is what happened in that little pocket park that day. Prophets in the park. Some guardians of unity came out into the park that day. Like prophets of antiquity, they came to show the way. Their tents were pitched on grassy knoll, beckoning in the sun. Bright colors dancing for the eyes, blood pulsing to the drum whose rhythms soothe the weary heart and stirs up deep within that ancient love that binds the soul, so healing can begin. There was a bond of heritage, a shared reality of how things are, and dreams of how they'd someday be. The stage was set to play to truth and welcomed everyone, alluring sights and pleasing sounds. But would the people come? The gentle way they greeted us, the softness of their voices, drew us towards this novelty. Our spirits left no choices. That day, entranced and entertained, we heard the prophets tell how principles of self-control, respect, and love can make us well. They had their students demonstrate what principles can do. Joy swelled into people's eyes, creating hope in those who knew idea was born into a thought, empowerment that day. But would it last? Or would it in the new sun melt away? In one, a change occurred that day. The spark of life was lit. No matter how hard you try, you can't stop me now. This spirit will not quit. Say it loud. I'm black and I'm proud. James Brown, Godfather of Soul.
You done?
Yes. Oh, I just want to say one thing though. Those of you who have seen me before know that I usually end with a pun. But yeah, they know. But I don't have the time today. I've got to leave. I got to go to work because well, the way things are today. So I took a job in a bakery because I need the dough.
After all that eloquence.
Thank you.
Flip it.
A ham's got to be a ham.
On day old.
And there's no cure.
Douglas, let me change the camera.
It's the final for